Well, hello, my friends, family. Hi, y'all. Hey, everybody, each of you out there. I'm so tired. I'm sure it's just kind of being sick, this illness. But I kept lying down, and I think if I just rest a little while, then I'll be ready and I'll be better. But I haven't been. But I just think I don't want to wait another day to tell y'all the update that we have. So I have this scleroderma worksheet. Is it backwards or not? I can't tell. It's backwards the way I'm looking at it. Anyway, it has been a very tumultuous, wait, did we just find out Tuesday? My gosh, I believe so. I was gonna say a tumultuous 2 weeks, but I guess we just found out. But we did go last week and meet with our new rheumatologist in Longview, who is Dr. Erikstad, and I told y'all, I believe, no, I didn't tell you. The last video was I was about to go see her. Well, she told us that looking at my hands, you can't see them very well right now. I wear these little compression gloves. Looking at my hands and a couple of other things that I said, she said she was suspicious that I have an autoimmune disease called scleroderma. And I was like, in the appointment, well, oh, really? Because I think I had looked that up when I first got my weird fingers, and that seemed kind of not fun, And she was like, well, don't worry. There's a lot of range to it. And so we just kind of left because we were pretty ignorant of what scleroderma could be. So Dr. Erikstad had to go get my blood drawn, and they were going to send it off. And she said, this will probably take a good week and maybe up to 2 weeks. And it was just like, oh no. And so she called us, I guess, Tuesday of this week. Yeah. And said that the blood work showed that it confirmed that I have scleroderma. Well, in the meantime, we had started reading about it, and I just got so terrified of living with this disease. It is a progressive disease, and it's non-curable. And it causes some not so great things. So, like the pain that I've been living with, and I don't know if I mentioned the itching. Itching can be, I don't know if it's as bad as pain, but it's kind of torturous, They could use that in torture chambers. I've had a ton of itching, especially at night. So I think these symptoms you just have to learn to manage them somewhat, but they don't go away. And so anyway, and it turned out there are different types of scleroderma. And so I have systemic, which means it's not just kind of like localized on the skin. So scleroderma, derma, we know is skin, like the dermatologist treats skin disorders. Well, sclera means hard, and so it's a hardening of the skin. So my legs, the skin feels so odd to me. It's like not my skin. It definitely seems thick. And so with systemic, so anyway, I have, you know, my whole body is affected really. And so that's systemic, and then diffuse. Systemic has either diffuse or something else. Well, mine is diffuse, which is also means more prolific, I guess. So it was really a pretty devastating diagnosis for Craig and me. And we don't know what it means for our future, but we just have to stay away from projecting our minds to go to the future, because that's what I kept doing. And definitely grieving the loss of the life I thought I was possibly going to be living, you know, in the rest of my 50s and 60s and 70s. I had wanted to be strong and keep my energy up and my health, and so that I could, you know, stay healthy and strong and do things. And it's one reason I was starting a ballet class was I just wanted to stay lithe, you know, able to move around easily and stuff. And here I am, I can just hardly get, you know, from one room to the other without seeming like a big old clodhopper. And it's painful. So, you know, okay, so I guess that's the diagnosis. And you know, maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. But so we were overwhelmed, and Dr. Erikstad said, I was hoping that y'all would consider going to the Houston clinic that specializes in scleroderma. And Craig had just looked up that morning places in Houston. Since we have family there, we had decided if it was scleroderma, we weren't going to go to a big city that has, you know, hopefully a clinic that focuses on it, because it's rare. And so Craig had found this one that seemed really good, and a doctor that seemed very expert. And her name is Dr. Maureen, I think, Mays. And our doctor, Dr. Erikstad, she said, would you mind going somewhere else to be treated, you know, where it's what they see all day long. And she said, I'd like you to go to the UT rheumatology clinic and see Dr. Mays. And so it was a really sweet thing just to have, like, seeming like God, there was God involvement, where he was directing our steps. So then we had to wait for Dr. Mays to call us, and we waited 2 days, and then on the third day, Craig called, and he found the right people, and he told the right people that Dr. Erikstad sent the referral over, and she stated that that I seem to have a very aggressive form, and could we possibly get in soon? And so the best they could do was they found the referral. We'll put a note on it that says high priority. So we hang up, and it's a Friday. Sorry. Okay, sitting here for a little while and I just stretch out my legs, and the backs of my legs are like a million pinpricks. So that's kind of, thought I'd bring you into what that's like. So a couple hours later, another lady calls from the clinic, and she seems to know nothing about the other lady. And so anyway, she says, I'm calling with, so she is obviously the person who was supposed to call us in the first place. And she said, we have a referral for you, and but I just need to tell you that Dr. Mays isn't seeing any new clients until June. And I just, oh my gosh. Oh, I just fell. My heart fell. And so she said there are 2 other doctors. They've both been trained under Dr. Mays, but they can't be seen until May. And anyway, and so she said, I will put a note on here that says, this is a high priority, and I will talk to Dr. Mays next week and see. So we hang up, and I'm just like gonna bust into tears with Craig. Sorry, this is Craig's jacket. See how large? I'm freezing all the time now, y'all. It's just so weird. It's little sufferings. The coldness has pinpricks with it. It's painful. Anyway, where was I? Craig, so I'm going down the hall with my phone to tell Craig and another friend, just to bust into tears and say, they can't get me in until June, but we've got to pray because there's so I'm thinking that in my mind as I'm heading down the hall, and then my phone in my hand rings again. And so I answer it, and it's the same lady. Her name's Angela, and she said, Jamie, this is Angela from the center. I had to call you back because the gods must be smiling on you. And the minute she said that, I knew something good was happening, and I knew it was God. She was using a phrase, but it's kind of fun that she meant spiritual of some sort. And so come to find out, she said, this was the last thing I was going to do on a Friday afternoon, and I was sending your email over, and all of a sudden in my inbox I get an email from Dr. Mays saying that she wants to see you February 10th. Oh my gosh. I thought it was too good to be true. And she said, if you can get all your records, something like that, and I was like, do you mean if I can gather those records, then she'll see me on February 10th? And she was like, no, honey, she's going to see you February 10th. You just need to gather those records. So it was amazing. And so one thing I'm asking for prayer for is that I will get, I need to call Monday morning and make sure they're putting me on her cancellation list, but that I'll be on her cancellation list and that I will get one soon. I know God, His timing is perfect. Sometimes that is difficult to believe when it doesn't turn out well, but I still work to put my faith in that God's timing is perfect, and like that He's doing things in the waiting. So, but just like my body hurts right now. Just sitting here, it just hurts. So I would love to get in sooner. Let's see, what was I going to say about that? Oh, yes, so if we could pray for a sooner date than February 10th, that would be so awesome. And just that nothing would fall through with Dr. Mays, that I could see her. She has written books about this. She's educated on it around the world. And it seems I have not a good kind. So one thing we have heard about in little bits is that possibly your own stem cells can be used for curing this. So, it would just be amazing. I have done so much crying in the past 2 weeks. It's been a very hard time because, I'm just, I don't know what, just seems like it's all going to be real different. Maybe I won't be able to be there for my grandkids in a way I was before if I'm still here. Maybe Craig and I won't be able to travel like we had hoped. But so the disease it's both a hardening of the skin and a hardening of the organs. So that's where it becomes, possibly, what's that word? What's the word? A disease that can take your life. So. We're also hoping that we can just get in soon to all the organ kinds of doctors that we should see, that they, should check. Dr. Erikstad is sending me over to get a lung check. And I don't know if there are other ones I need to do, but just to see how they're hanging in there so far. So, Craig he's so good to me, and I just want to honor him because he's really sweet. Like, he's really sweet as he takes care of me, and he doesn't make me feel guilty for needing him so much. So I'm very grateful for him, and I'm grateful for my family that has been in town and is trying to come in town to help take care of things. And I'm grateful for all of our friends, including our church family, who is just providing meals for us that are so delicious and healthy, and just doing, they're like available for whatever we need, running errands or taking me to Tyler for my lymphatic massage and, whatever. So, and we're just grateful for all of you, and we know you're with us as we walk through this and try to figure out exactly where God is happy about it. I'm sure there are places that he is happy about it because of the beauty coming out of it. But I don't know that I would say that he is happy about scleroderma and what it does to a body. So that's kind of my theology right now. I'm just trying to stay really close to him, because I did find that I had some really dark times, and it was when I was just looking at the future or thinking about what the disease can do, and I wasn't in prayer. I wasn't letting God speak to it or be with me, taking me into his side as I thought about those things. And when I would, there would be like this light that would come into my spirit and my my mood, however we all experience life, my experience of life would change, and it just wasn't so pitiful and empty and scary. And so the only place to live moment by moment is in his side, with his arm around. So I want to finish this video with a lipstick application. I wore this lipstick. I don't think I've ever worn this lipstick out. I put it on one time to see what the color looked like. And, but I actually went hunting for it in the last week when we were waiting to find out, because I knew it would make me happy. So I'm trying to sort of maybe wear it every day, because I go by a mirror and be like, "Whoa!" And then I'd feel happy. Okay. Oh my gosh. I've never done this. Can I do this in this mirror thingy? Let's see. Aha. Oh, wait. Y'all are going to be able to see all the mistakes. I can't really see. Oh dear. I see a big curve. That's about all. Okay, so here I am, Jamie, powered up with, this is supposed to represent joy. So truly, oh, it's so frightening, y'all. It's a very scary place to be. But at the same time, I have a God who says, do not fear. And it doesn't, he says that because he knows we're going to fear, because we have good reason to be afraid. Sometimes there are really good reasons to be afraid. But he says that not to say, like, correct us, but to draw us nigh. Do not fear, I am with you. Do not anxiously look about you, for I am your God. Surely I will help you. Surely I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Those things are just truly amazing. Like, I want to watch to see where God might actually be really sweet. Like, maybe he doesn't want me to have a life of some of the stuff I've heard that's really bad. Maybe he really doesn't. Maybe he wants to do something different. Something to release me from this. I've kind of, kept my heart open to, oh, Lord, if you're calling me to this, I don't know if I can do it, but I want to know if you are, and I want to say yes. Help me, help me. So that's where we are. I'm sorry if I've forgotten the more important details. Feel free to ask questions on anywhere, the Caring Bridge or Facebook or Instagram. I love you all. Oh my gosh, you are my strength. You truly are my strength. It can feel so isolating and lonely to get a diagnosis like this, but then to have your people say, what? No, you're not going anywhere without us. We're with you. This is a with thing. They're made in the image of God and have the Spirit of God, so they're with people too. So I've got to cling to that and not be proud or not be a moper and act like I'm alone when I'm really not. I've got to cling hard to the light and the truth. So I love you all. I know you're facing who knows what, similar things, maybe as hard. This is the hardest thing I've ever faced, I think. I mean, yeah, I won't get into that, but had a few brief moments of horrible fear, you know, with sick children or something like that. But it was brief, and we were pretty sure everything was going to be okay pretty quick. Anyway, love you all. God bless you.